Hello and welcome to Rarely Rad, episode 10. We are in double digits. It is Haley and Isabel.
Hey y'all.
I do not have a dog, so if you listened to last episode, Sweet 327, some dumb biatch, that was number one, got him. She kind of sucked. She honestly wasn't very nice, and I just knew she was there for him. We had a piece of paper and everything that we had to bring to get in line, and she even lost hers. And I was like, this woman is clearly not responsible. She can't even keep a piece of paper in order to get a dog. But yeah, so didn't get him, wasn't meant to be. We're on to the next one, I guess. We'll see if another one comes around that I'm into. I've been trying to explain to P, I'm not like desperate for a dog. I'm not looking for a dog. Like, I'm not someone that's going to a shelter to find a dog. My dog will like come about.
Yeah,
we'll see, but that's that update there, unfortunately.
so I joined ClassPass this week. I went to this gym, which when you like know what something is and then you forget what it is, and then once you see it, you're like, oh, I know what that is. Like, why didn't that click for me that I knew what that was? So I signed up for an aerobics class completely. I don't know why, dude. I'm so dumb. I was thinking aerobics, and I was thinking
Like you were gonna do those things. That's what you thought you signed up for.
First, I was like, oh, we're gonna be learning, and our legs are gonna be like intertwined in like the ceiling cloth, whatever it's called. And then obviously I ended up, I don't know, a sheep basically. That's not what it was. It was essentially Zumba, and it's one of those things where you obviously start off, you don't know the steps, so you look like a complete idiot. And she was like showing it, and she was like, this step, this step, this step, and I was like, okay, I can do that. And then she's like, and then we do this, and it was like 10 steps, and I was like, dude, I'm just not a rhythmic person. Like, I can remember 2 things at most. I can't even remember when somebody gives me a 5-digit code. I have to always go back and because I can't remember all 5 numbers. So like this was a disaster. So I don't think I'll be going back to that one.
Yeah, I personally love Zumba. I've never like paid to do Zumba. One of my apartment complexes here, and so the apartment complex would like hire people to come in and coach or teach classes every night of the week. And so some nights were yoga, some nights were, I don't know, weight training, HIIT classes, and one night was Zumba. And I always went to that because it was a small class. It was always like 3 to 6 people, and the whole time I'm just laughing because I have zero rhythm. I can't do any of this. I would go with this one girl that lived in the building that was Hispanic, and so she'd get so into it, and then there's me like cha cha cha.
That sweater you're wearing, did you get that from Hollister?
Yeah.
I own the exact same one.
Really? Burnett got it for me for Christmas.
It was on sale for like $20.
Yeah, she got it for me for Christmas, and it's so soft. And she
So
was like,
soft.
yeah. And she was like, you went there, here you go. And I never bought anything there. I was like, yeah, I fucking hated this place. But
It probably would have cost more money buying it there. It would probably been like $80 there. Anyway, might as well get one that's good quality. And it's so soft on the inside.
yeah, it's one of my favorites. I'm not wearing anything under it because it's just so warm and cozy. Is it going to replace your favorite Nike sweatshirt, or that's still Supreme?
Undecided at the moment.
I saw today, apparently Gypsy Rose and her husband are splitting.
Haven't they only been married for like 2 months?
She's only been out for 3 months.
Is he leaving her or is she leaving him?
Honestly, I didn't read anything about it. It just came up as like a Facebook news article or something that she's been out for 3 months and that her and her husband are splitting. I don't really know. My biggest assumption is the fame has to be getting to her.
That, or he didn't realize that she's like kind of crazy. Because wasn't he like fan mailing her?
In the end of the day, he had to know she was crazy.
I mean, if you're writing to inmates, you're a little bit crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And I mean, they both have to be insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, you hear about those women that would write to Ted Bundy and they would like be in love with him, and it's so weird. And he was serial killer.
At least Ted Bundy was attractive.
Yeah, but a serial killer, I mean, his situation versus her situation, like her mom was just a terrible person, so she was low-key kind of self-defending herself, like not really, but like kind of. I mean, Ted Bundy was just going out killing these people.
Yeah, no, I mean, not that I would be messaging or sending letters to Ted Bundy, but at least he was attractive. I don't see the whole Gypsy Rose, whatever. But yeah, apparently today she announced on her like private Facebook account that they have separated. This says she moved home with her parents down the bayou.
Dude, I hate when people, I don't know why that term annoys me so much. But it's
Bayou?
like, what even is that? Like, I don't even know what that is. It's like the Louisiana swamp.
It just kind of reminds me of that book where the crawdads sing.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I don't know. And I feel like there's a song like Down by the Bayou.
No, I feel like there is too.
I also saw right before we got on that, and you probably know more than this than I do. Andy Cohen, John Mayer.
Oh, that's been rumors for years. They hang out, they go on like dinner dates.
I saw something today and it said, it was on the New York Post an hour ago, and it said, "We are in love with each other."
Wait, what? Okay, you know what's funny about that is, so Vanderpump Rules, which is a Bravo show, Andy Cohen is obviously executive producer. This girl, Sheena Shea, was like, oh, they were playing like Never Have I Ever or something, and she was like, never have I ever like been in a threesome. I can't remember the exact. And she was like, oh, she put like her hand up, like she has whatever, or took a sip, whatever the rule is. And then they pan to like her interview, because you know they show the thing and then they do like a little side interview, like, and she was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but my body is a wonderland. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, that's obviously implied. John Mayer came out and said like, no, and I'm annoyed. And he came out and said he was verbally annoyed with this girl. And so I guess now if him and Andy are together, like, I wonder if Andy's going to call her out at the reunion being like, dude, that's my man's. Like, why are you making moves? Why are you spreading fake news?
Do you think it is fake news, or do you think she has hooked up with him?
I don't know. I can see John Mayer being gay. He's definitely diddled in the male pond for sure.
Diddled.
Oh, that's probably not the right word. That's like inappropriate, I think, when it gets weird. I'm gonna check Izzy in the City and see what has been said, because that is the most accurate real news out there, y'all know.
The most accurate news. Yeah, I just saw that come up from New York Post or whatever, New York Times. I don't know. And I was like, what? I don't know anything about
Definitely not New York Times.
Maybe, let me see what it was. It's New York Post.
Yeah, New York Post is like page 6 kind of thing. It's not trending. I mean, there's been rumors for years that they're together. Whether they are or whether they're not, I don't know. Andy has 2 kids.
Has John Mayer ever been married?
I don't think so.
I wonder
who
he's
always been a single guy.
Was about
Sheena Shea.
Oh, but John Mayer obviously dated Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Jessica Simpson, and Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston?
That's what it says.
I didn't know that. I forgot that he dated Taylor Swift. She wrote the Dear John song, and I forgot Katy Perry too.
Yeah, honestly, I forgot about all of them. And then as soon as I saw Taylor Swift, I was like, yeah, that adds up. I know all Swifties are like about John Mayer.
Yeah, I mean, she has that song Dear John. And it was like funny because it came out at the same time as that movie Dear John.
Yeah. Oh, and then update. So y'all, we've been in a deep girl sleuth. My man's posted an Instagram photo of me for the first time ever. And so obviously I public on Instagram. Watch who watches my story. I used to not be that way. These girls, when my ex and I broke up, I didn't know people looked at who watched their stories. And so like I was just watching stories, like no one looked at it. And then these girls who are mean and bullies for sure, definitely mean girls from like high school type of girls, but they said something to my ex like, hey, Haley keeps watching our stuff. And I was. And one time, you know, when you go on someone's Instagram page and then you get off Instagram, but then you go back on and you don't fully realize you're still on that person's page.
Yeah, and then you're scrolling and then you accidentally like something.
I was scrolling and liking multiple things. Not realizing that I was on someone's page. I did not realize until 3 days later when I went on her page again and I'm scrolling and I'm seeing that I've liked posts of hers when I don't follow her or know her or anything. This was again years ago, COVID times. And I freaked out, obviously unlike them. And then shortly later, my ex was like, yeah, you're watching their stories and stuff. And I admitted I was yeah, I actually even liked half of her posts. Whoops. So in return, I now watch who watches my stories, honestly, like a hawk. If you don't know, at the bottom of your stories, if you go to your stories and you see like who follows, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, those are people you don't follow. They might follow you, but you don't follow them. So it's a very easy way to see who's watching, who's not, because right there. And so my man's posted a photo of me, and of course, people from his page came and looked, and none of them were like suspicious or like eye-catching, if that makes sense. None of them were interesting, except one girl who doesn't follow my man, but follows my ex. And I was like, that is odd. Is that coincidental? And that's what we kind of came up with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been thinking this is coincidental. We do our research. We realize she's a car girl. Posts videos on her Facebook about her
car girl ick.
Yeah. Oh, immediate ick.
Car guy also ick.
Yeah. Yes, keep your car clean, but don't be a car girl or guy.
Don't be like, oh, my car is so hot, and your Facebook profile picture is a picture with you in your car.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, hers is her cover photo, but yeah. She
Also
we're just gonna let it all out. She drives a Bronco. She graduated from college in 2021. Where are you getting the money for a Bronco? First question. What? So anyway, so we see this. And we're like, this is so random and weird. Don't know anything. Then I see on one of her car videos, someone commented and said, be careful, make sure you lock that. That's a high theft item, whatever. And she commented back and said, like, there's a GPS in it, an AirTag, and so a police officer sits outside of my parking garage gate every night. And I'm over here like, interesting. Where my man lives, police officer sits outside most nights, but it's also Atlanta, so I feel like that happens at many places. Whatever. So then, I guess, was it yesterday? I'm driving out of the parking garage in the morning, and I see a Bronco of the same color. I was like, could not be. Couldn't be. So anyway, leave, go to work, do all my life stuff. I tell my coworker about it. I'm showing her the car video. You see her license plate. This bitch, her license plate's her fucking name. Also an ick. Who does that?
It's also a safety issue. I mean, if you have such a distinctive car and then your name, you are easily able to, I mean, you're asking to be recognized.
Yeah, I mean, that's like how they say don't embroider your kids' names on their backpacks anymore, because little Tommy's walking down the road and creepy old dude's like, hey, Tommy, I'm your dad's friend. And Tommy's like, oh, hey. And then Tommy's kidnapped.
Exactly. I've actually heard you're supposed to not put your name on your license plate. Like, that's like a thing.
That's so, in my opinion, high school.
Yeah.
Why? That's like, you're getting in your car for your 16th birthday and you're like, I want it to have this nickname. Gross. Ick. Immediate. So anyway.
It kind of reminds me of a version of the kind of girl that drives a pink Jeep, you know?
Yeah, with like a sparkle thing.
Yeah.
Her frame around her license plate is bedazzled.
Ew.
Yes.
Ew,
so anyway,
that's so tacky.
The whole thing is, so I see, again, girl sleuthing, you can't let off any stops. So I see in this video, as I'm showing my coworker, her license plate, it's her name. I was like, I gotta check this next time. Sure enough, yesterday I'm going over there. There's the Bronco parked, turn on my hazards, put my car in park in the middle of the freaking parking garage, and I run around. It's hers. I was like, this is wild. So I obviously get to man's place. I hit him with the questions, not like interrogating, but like, listen to all this. Bing, bing,
right.
Bing. I show him photos of her. She has a dog too. He's like, I've seen the girl that drives that Bronco, but he's like, I've never met her, talked to her, anything. Well, right before this call, you don't even have this update yet. I was updating my budget, and so I go on Venmo to like look, and I was like, why have we not looked on her Venmo history yet? What? We've done everything else. And so she has 3 Venmos that I'm able to see from this year. Of course, I then search those Venmos. One of them, he follows.
Yeah. So basically what happened here is she got her yeah, you explain it because I'm stumbling here.
So what I'm thinking, this was right before we started this. And so P's in a meeting right now. So I haven't been able to tell him the new found info and figure out who this girl is that he follows. But basically my thought is, girl P follows must live or know Bronco girl. Bronco girl must know X's new girlfriend and been like, whoa, isn't that the girl that you're now dating X? And it all coming together. Small world. but it
And
even
we
makes,
have figured out that Haley's ex is with a younger girl. We figured that, or that was
yes,
somehow knowledge to us prior. So, and a 2021 graduate is a younger girl.
yes, very young. And it does make a little bit more sense because this girl that I think he's now with, and like obviously no emotional, this is just all girl sleuthing. Don't like emotionally care, obviously. The girl that we think he's with now, part of the reason why we think he's with is because he put up a story on Valentine's Day of a meal that she brought home or something. That restaurant that it came from is nearby. It is maybe, I don't even think 2 miles from where I live, and I'm less than a mile from where they live. So yeah, it has to be. We don't have full connection yet of girls, but I think that has to be the answer. And I'll ask P once we're done recording and he's off his meeting for the details. We're going on a walk tonight, so maybe I'll ask there.
Do we know your ex's new lady's name? We
Yes.
don't, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Is it the opera singer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this girl sings opera.
Yeah, that's who we assume is my ex's new girl that knows Bronco Girl, who lives in my new man's building, who might have a roommate that my new man follows.
I think it's odd when men date somebody so much younger.
I was doing the math last night, though, thinking about it. And if she graduated 2021, that means she's turning 25 this year, most likely. And he turns 30 this year. So is that a huge age difference?
I think if I were to start dating at 29 or 30, I want somebody on my level.
Yes, but it
But
is.
I don't know if men think that way. But what is she doing? I mean, her source of income is opera.
I don't think that's her job. I think that was a video of her from like high school. But I think at least so she's 24, he's 29. I don't think it's that crazy. I don't know. In the end of the day, I know so many immature 32-year-old men, so it doesn't surprise me. And the fact my ex didn't know what he wanted, we broke up when he was 26. So maybe he and a 24, almost 25-year-old are on the same page.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I guess in my head, just because he dated you, I was thinking he was probably more mature because you're very structured and you're very upfront with what you want. So in my head, I'm thinking this guy is like a mature, put together type of guy. And a mature, put together kind of guy doesn't seem to be dating a 24-year-old.
I would agree.
You know what I mean?
But also, and I did add and put a lot of structure into his life. But in the end of the day, we dated for 3 years, we lived together, and then we broke up. If he knew what he wanted, we wouldn't have gotten that far, or we would be married, you know?
Yeah.
Like he could have decided earlier, hey, you're actually not what I want. Or he could have been like, yeah, we're proceeding with this. Instead, we went 3 years for him to be like, I have a gut feeling that you're not the girl I'm with the rest of my life. And I was like, oh.
I kind of have a bad feeling that he might have known for a long time. I think from my relationship, my friendships with other men is they know early on. Like I know people who have been together for multiple years and like the last 4 years out of 5, I don't know, whatever long, are like, I have known that this isn't the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
It's hard to say because like, obviously I asked him like, when did you start having this feeling? And he said, I started having it in this past week. Could be a lie. Could be serious. Actually, ever since I met you, I've had this feeling. Who knows? I think in the end of the day, the biggest thing was we lived together, but he wasn't on the lease. And the lease was ending in December, and then we were getting our own place together. And I think he realized us being then on a lease together, there's no way out. And I think part of it also was like, I don't know, kind of the shit or get off the pot. Oh, this is like putting it way more into concrete. We also went to our friend's engagement that week. And at that engagement, there were 2 couples, us and one other couple. And within a week of that proposal, both couples broke up.
Oh, interesting.
So I think that was also eye-opening to both men in the relationships, my ex and the guy. Actually, I think the girl ended up breaking up with the guy in the other relationship, but either way, I think it was like, oh, and the couple that was getting engaged was together for less time than my relationship in the other relationship. So I think the guys were like, shit, they're ready to do this and they've been together less time. I'm definitely not ready to do this. Maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know with men.
No one knows. But I think in the end of the day, when you're ready, you're ready. And I think it's a different timeline for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I mean, you see couples that get engaged after 6 months and it's the best thing that's ever happened and they're very happy. And then you see couples that have been together for 8, 9 years, get engaged, and then they don't even make it to wedding.
Yeah, exactly. And I also think like you see people get married at 22, but then you also see people get married at 35. And I think it doesn't mean the 22-year-old marriage is any more loving than the 35-year-old marriage. It's just when that person was ready for marriage.
I think it's crazy to think about that sometimes because I feel like at 22, I almost felt like I was more ready for marriage than I am at like 28. And I think it's just maybe that, oh my goodness, the craziness of like a new relationship, like this is, the whole thing. And then I'm 22, like thinking I know the whole world. I have I'm thinking I'm so mature. And then you kind of grow up and you're like, help.
Well, I think like everyone, you graduate high school and then you're like, all right, next is college. And then you graduate college and it's kind of like, all right, next is like get a job and then get married,
I think also in the South, there's a lot more pressure on younger marriages, especially relationships that made it all the way through college, like freshman to senior year. There are a lot of marriages that happen within like a year and a half of college graduation. And there's even some that happen during college.
There's a saying, they say it at Auburn, so they probably say it at Bama, Ole Miss, all those types of schools, that spring get the ring. I think in spring get the ring. It's something like that. And it's engaged. You get engaged in spring of your senior year. Then in a year, you're going to get married. And I always do say, I think if I went to one of those colleges, I think I'd be married.
I mean, it's common here. Like I remember in college, like this girl had like a huge engagement ring. We were like juniors in college. And then like she didn't live with her boyfriend.
One of the craziest things to me is seeing people our age that have been married and been divorced that are engaged again. How have you
one of the girls
found two people to get married to by now?
Okay, no, one of the girls we went to high school with, she's one of those people that posts like her entire life. So I'm at this point, I know exactly where she works. I know everything. This girl in high school and probably till sophomore year of college was dating this guy. He cheated on her. She got back with him. They break up a month. They've been together for like 4 or 5 years. So an extensive time. She finds another guy a month later. They get married, buy a house during COVID. And then sometime between 2022 and 2023, she got divorced and now is engaged, married, and has a child. And but looking back at it, like in high school, she was just one of those girls that always had a boyfriend. Like she never went more than like a week without being single. And honestly, I can't understand that. Like that does not click in my brain. I haven't had one person propose to me yet.
That's what I'm saying. How have you been married and divorced and then like you're getting married? It's insane to me.
I've dated 3 people in my entire life.
I consider myself to have dated 3. I've actually been a girlfriend to more than that, but 3 are all that I count. Like if someone were to be like, how many exes do you have? It would be 3.
I feel like you did for a while go through that kind of little period where you did have almost back-to-back boyfriends.
Yeah, because I have Crazy Ex and then I have Auburn Boy, and those were pretty close.
Yeah, and then you had another FSU guy.
Yeah, but and like he's one I don't count.
Yeah.
We dated for like 2 months and we were long distance. Like the only ones I count is Crazy Ex. That was also long distance, but that was long distance for a few years. Then I have Auburn Boy, which wasn't honestly that long of a relationship, hindsight, but it was the first relationship that I was really seeing as an adult, if that makes sense, because I was graduating college and figuring out my life and where I was going to move and stuff. And then
I felt like that felt like a serious relationship.
That's what I'm saying. Like the first one was post high school, kind of post high school college. We went to high school together. He honestly was a bum, and that was that. And I liked him in high school, and then we got together post high school, and that was that. And then Auburn boy was more real life relationship, but then I saw a text of him and one of his really good girlfriends, and I was like, I'm out of here. And now they're engaged, but they've been engaged for like a hot minute now, if they're still together.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to say this too. I feel like I always make men look better than they are. Like, not in my head, but
like your Auburn boy ex is ugly now. I mean, he was an attractive guy.
And I like Snapchat will come up with memories and stuff, and like he was cute. He was cute, and now he's like Lord Farquaad mixed with
Hawaiian t-shirt,
sweaty.
Yeah, he does look really sweaty all the time.
Always. And like I'm a sweaty Betty too, but like always.
He looks like the way I feel after I've eaten fast food.
Greasy. Oh my God. And when I started seeing him, Crazy X would message him and tell him he was a greasy fat fuck. It's like he could see the future because he was cute when I was with him.
I thought so, yeah.
He was really cute. And now he's not. And then, I mean, I would kind of say same with most recent ex. He looked better when we were together than he does now. I just make guys look better. You're welcome. Hire me.
Beauty consultant.
This week, I was so mad at myself. He asked me this week, he was like, what are you doing? We're on the phone. And I was doing my skincare. And I told him, I'm doing my skincare. And he was like, you got to get me on a skincare regimen. And I was like, that's my task? And he was like, well, when a girl's like seeing a guy for a while, like, isn't the girl supposed to help the guy get on a skincare regimen? And you know, when you think of a response like 10 minutes later that you should have said that moment, I was like, I should have just told him I'll sit on his face.
Dude, ew.
But I didn't because I thought about it 10 minutes later and I was like, damn it, that would have been such a good response.
I hate when I think of something like that later. Okay, yeah. So I went yesterday. If you know me, you know I misplace everything. I put my phone in the closet almost every day, and I don't know why I do this. And I leave it in there. And honestly, that is 99% of the reason I own an Apple Watch, because you can ping it. So I always end up just looking for it. I had my cards in the morning, went to dinner, forgot my cards. So thank goodness for Apple Pay. But you know, Apple Pay, you can't, when you go to a bar, you have to hand them a card so they can start the tab. Thank goodness I'm with a friend, and my tab was like, I don't know, $10, $15 maybe. So it was fine. But the way me and this friend work, a lot of times, like, I'll pay for a tab and it's fine, and then he'll pay for a tab and it's fine, or I'll just like Venmo. If he ends up with like a really big tab, other people put stuff on his tab, like I'll just Venmo for like my portion. And there has obviously been times where like I haven't Venmo'd and vice versa. I mean, that's just kind of friendship, you know?
Yeah. In the end of the day, I always feel like friendships equal out. Kind of like when we were in Europe. You would buy the gelato this time, I would buy the pizza the next time. Somehow we end up with a ham sandwich. I get tiramisu. We would just switch off, or I'd get the taxi and then you'd get the luggage, whatever. And it balances.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have been very like, that's like you and I the whole trip. Like everybody else, I feel like was more like put it in split wise, and you and I were like, I'll get this tab, you get the next tab type of. Because like I'm not gonna sit there and math, carry the one, -17. Like no. Like that's girl math includes not actually having to do a lot of math.
It's like when you asked me yesterday about the Splitwise bank. If you guys go on or honestly in group trips in general, Splitwise lifesaver. You put all your expenses in it and then it splits it up equally for everyone. But you thought Splitwise had a bank.
Yeah, I thought like
no, it's literally just math. It's just a math app.
Yeah,
that's it. It's a calculator.
I know, and I was saying, like, you know, your teachers back in the day, they're like, you're not gonna be carrying a calculator all the time. I'm like, I have a phone. I have Splitwise. Like, my friend has a phone. If my phone is dead,
like what?
The cashier knows what's up. I just put my card in. I'm not paying in cash. Like, you don't even find cash on the ground anymore.
No, I mean, I couldn't even tell you the last time I had cash, and half the time I'm even just use my Apple Wallet. I'm not even getting. I
only really use my Apple Wallet. I actually have cash a decent amount, but that's because
drug deals.
I'm a drug dealer.
That's because drugs.
I think it's so funny because one of the people that like comes to me, he'll be like, please don't tell my wife. I'm like, you know, like my clients, I call them my clients. I'm like, he's like, please don't tell my wife. I'm like, there's client confidentiality. Like, don't worry. And also what I'm going to do, text your wife, be like, your boyfriend was here or your husband was here.
And also, okay, the way you say it too, because I know what couple you're talking about, it makes it sound like he's 55.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a couple couples that are like, hey, like, and specifically sometimes they're just not allowed to come to me, which is fine. I don't care. And I'm just like, what am I gonna do? Text this person? Like, no, I'm not gonna text. I don't text this person to begin with. Like, I'm not gonna text them now. Guess what your boyfriend's doing? No. Like, I want to hang out with my friend.
I need this money, don't you know?
Right. And now like they're starting to sell, I would like to clarify, I do not sell weed, but they have like little stores now where you can buy like, weed basically.
Is weed
And
legal there?
my client, no, but it's like there's like a clause where you can something. And I'm like, dude, I'm losing money. Like
You're messing with my small business over here.
yeah, like come on, support local. So I was talking to my friend. She's in the process of planning a bachelorette party. Apparently, you can email brands like, I don't know, the hydration packets brand and stuff like that, and basically say you're going to a bachelorette party, and they will send you free stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think she's doing that for Skinny.
Oh, she is?
I think so. Well, that's what she was like, and I think she wanted to buy a couple other things, but I think depending on how many people end up paying back for the shirts, like I think she'll end up like, I know she was talking about doing like goodie bags, so she'll probably buy like little bags and then add like the little hydration packets and other kind of stuff. Yeah, so I'm excited for Skinny. It's only like 3 weeks away.
We'll finally be able to do another in-person recording.
I know, I was excited for that, and then we'll do one in May as well.
What happens in May?
The weekend.
Oh, right. And well, I was thinking about it. We always said that we'd get guests on here, and we said we'd get guests. Yeah. So we might need to start figuring that out.
Shannon. You want to join?
Well, because if we're recording at Skinny, I don't know. We'll have to figure something out.
It'd be cool, which I don't think people will really want to do this, but it'd be cool if we could just do like a group thing.
Yeah, it would be way too overwhelming. Part of me also, like how on Jersey Shore, they had like the phone call room and they'd go like spill all. I kind of think that would be funny. Or if we did like 10-minute segments with like multiple people or something, I think that would be cute. I don't know.
It would be funny too if we did like confessionals.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also like honest. Sometimes just asking him to stir the pot and like I'm already.
Oh yeah, I don't want drama.
I don't need extra.
But we should do one of those. This is Isabel after one drink.
I know. You just never finished those.
I know. Well, we tried and then we all got way too drunk and people fell asleep in the van.
They never end up with an ending. It's like
I know. You basically have to have like a DD.
Yeah, designated recorder, videographer, DV. But yeah, that'll be one of our super soon episodes since this episode comes out in April, which is honestly so weird to think that March is over.
Yeah. Okay. I do training in quarters, like because I work in a bank. So Q1 ended or is ending on Sunday, and I like it just struck me. I was like, this year has flown.
And I know we say that every year, but this year especially, I feel like
usually I find February to be like a really slow month, and I think a lot of the time is because February is often a very dreary month. Like it's always raining, and I don't think it was that dreary this year. It almost always rains on my birthday, and I don't even think it rained on my birthday this year.
Did you book your Mexico trip?
No. So we went to go book it, and of course they jack up the prices insanely. It was going to be like $4,000.
Points though.
Points for the flight, but for the resorts, I'm sure they're partnering or something. It was going to be $4,000 for 4 nights, and I'm like, I can do so much more with $4,000. Yeah,
like $1,000 a night.
Yeah, I mean we're 2 people, so we split it in half, but still, like I'm not paying that.
Absolutely not. Is that a resort with like food and everything?
Mm-hmm.
You would have to eat so much and drink so much to make that worth it.
I know, and it's not because I don't drink as much anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be in a bathing suit. Like, I don't want to be Chubster McGee.
Too late.
Yeah, right. Been working out pretty hard, though. I got 3 workouts in this week in walk. I actually average about 3 workouts a week, which I always try to do 4, but honestly, one Friday, I don't know what it is. Well, a lot of times, like, I can't sleep on Sundays, so I end up having to take sleeping pills, and then Mondays, it's like, I can't get up because I took the sleeping pill. And then Fridays, sometimes I go out on Thursdays, and Fridays are rough.
Yeah, I'm running a 10K tonight, like on my own. Yeah, it's my long run for this week's training. So I've honestly been kind of dreading it, hoping I just throw in a podcast, maybe Rarely Rad, and go into that because I'm not looking forward to it. Really, I'm going out to dinner tonight. I'm not drinking though because I try to only drink 10 days a week or 10 days a week. Jesus Christ. 10 days a month. I'm already at 8. This month doesn't end until Monday. So I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And while usually I just go Friday, Saturday, Sunday's Easter. You can't not drink on Easter.
Yeah,
So
Jesus turned wine into water or water into wine.
exactly. And so I'm like, shit, I'm going to have to drink on Sunday. I'm going to not drink today, Friday the 29th, because then I can drink Saturday and Sunday in return. So I won't be drinking tonight.
So honestly, this place used to be the best. It was called Hot Taco. The food is actually not good at all. And they used to do $6 mimosa pitchers, and they were so strong. There was like no orange juice in these, and like the pitchers are huge. $6. I mean, you can't beat that. You got one, and you were drunk. Like you and your friend split one, and you were like, you were blacking out. Yeah, and then they freaking closed down. I don't know how. I mean, their food wasn't good, but
it might be because they were only charging $6.
They ended up increasing the price to $12, but like even so, the weather's so nice out right now, and like honestly, part of me doesn't want to do anything, but I hate wasting a day that's nice indoors.
That is what I told P yesterday. We were talking, and I was like, do we have any plans this weekend? And he was like, nope, literally none. And I was like, I kind of like it like that. But my biggest fear is I have Friday off and obviously Saturday, and it's going to be sunny, not a cloud in the sky, and 70 plus degrees.
Literally exact 75.
My body is going to be itching to go drink somewhere.
I need like alcohol injection.
Yeah, if the weather is nice, I'm trying to find a drink.
The Bible literally says when it's sunny and 75, go to the bar. And it's Easter, so you have to follow the Bible.
That is my biggest fear for this weekend is I love that it's going to be super casual, except my body is going to be saying one thing and my head is saying another.
I know. And so now I'm going to go for a walk, and I'm hoping that
Oh, you're donezo. You're donezo. You always do this. Even on a damn Tuesday, you say, I'm going for a walk. And then next thing you know, I see an Instagram story of a damn cocktail somewhere. And you're like, yeah. So ended up doing this. I'm like, that's exactly what's about to happen.
Maybe I just don't bring my wallet. You know, I say I don't bring my wallet, and then I only use Apple Pay. So like, it doesn't even matter. The thing with Charlotte too is like where I walk, it's called the rail trail. It's just bars. I mean, yeah. I don't know if I have the strength to say no.
Yeah, you don't.
No, I don't. I like maybe even if
you don't.
There's not a cloud in the sky. Like it's so blue out, and I'm like,
I know. It's awful. Again, I'm gonna hold myself accountable to not drink today. I am gonna go out to dinner, but I'm not drinking. And then tomorrow I'll allow myself to drink. There's a rooftop that he's never been to, so we're gonna go to there. It's called Claremont. We have a super famous strip club that's downstairs there called the Claremont Lounge, which I don't think you've been to either. If I were to describe the Claremont Lounge, it's like the dive bar of strip clubs. If you and I were to strip there, we would be the most attractive strippers. It's one of those, at least they had 3 generations of a family stripping at one point.
You know, they had a place called Leather and Lace, and they had a one-legged stripper at one point. Yeah.
There's a famous stripper at Claremont Lounge. I think she opens a beer with her boobs or something. She does something with her boobs and beer cans or something. Crushes a beer with her. I don't even know. That's in the basement. And then they made this. So it's like a super old building called the Claremont Hotel. And so they redid it. So it's now a boutique hotel with a dive bar strip club under it. And
wait, I think I've been there.
The dive bar
hotel, the rooftop part.
We might have gone. I don't remember. It's near the Beltline.
I just remember we went out. Was it after we went to that one dinner? We waited like 2 hours for her food.
Yes, we did. We walked there. Yes, you have been there. I almost feel like we tried to go there and then we couldn't because they were out of power. Or did we? No,
we ended up going up for sure because you knocked over like a whole table.
Oh yeah. That wasn't a great moment. Full drinks were on that.
Yeah. Like new drinks. We had to go get their own. You were like, my bad. Those drinks are like $17.
I know. It's not cheap. Bama won last night.
I know. And I knew it too. That's another reason like I want to be out is like and now that I'm into betting, you know.
Now that I'm a gambler.
I've got to keep track of what's going on in the sports world.
With the Bama win and who was it? Illinois won too. I'm now in third place in our March Madness bracket.
I think I'm probably like close to. I haven't checked in a while because I've just been so focused on my bet. I put $25 of like the free money to Gonzaga to win the whole thing, and if they win, I win $625.
Okay.
Yeah. Off of free money.
Yeah, I really need, UConn to win the whole thing, probably.
I've been seeing one of our friends works, she's a lobbyist. Yesterday I cannot stop thinking about this word because I have no idea how to pronounce it. And when you're just like focused on like
I think it's Sine Die.
I was like Sine Die. Like
no, I think it's Sine Die. Let me see.
I can't stop thinking about it because I'm like Sine Die. What is it?
Dude, I googled it and it obviously comes up and you can do the pronunciation. Sine Die, it says.
Sine Die?
Sine Die. Yeah, that's what it says.
Is sine like Latin for sign?
It says the case was adjourned sine die, and it means that there's no appointed date for resumption.
That means nothing to me.
It means they've been in session. It means that they're finally done. All the papers have been signed and there's no date for when they will resume next. That's why you saw the video of them like throwing all their papers.
Oh, so they're on break basically?
Yeah, they're done.
Okay, well then, Shannon, if you're listening to this, can you text me back? Because I'm trying to buy these concert tickets. She's been like MIA, Sinadieing.
I don't think that's how you use it. But yeah, that it means session finally just ended, and Synodia means that they're done. Yeah, I definitely was saying Sine Die.
That's what I was saying that too. I was like, there's no way it's pronounced like that. So I was like, Sana. Well, I was close when I said Sana.
I'm just glad I didn't say it out loud and I was just saying it in my head as Sine Die.
I kept saying it in my head and I was just like, something sounds wrong.
I know I'm not right, per usual.
Yeah, I know I'm not right. Like, I'm one of those people that can openly admit that I am not good at anything. And I'm not saying that in a self-deprecating manner.
Oh,
like,
no.
I'm
liar. Fucking liar. So you know how sometimes we are delusionally confident, a little delulu.
Yeah.
Y'all, Isabel's talking about her 30th birthday. We're trying to make plans, figure out what she wants to do. It's not for like another year. We got time. She's like, Montana. Cool. She says, we'll go horseback riding, skeet shooting. I said, girl, have you ever done skeet shooting? Like, no. This sounds fun. I said, have you ever shot a gun? Once. I did okay. That was Lulu thinking. That was you thinking you might be good at something. I know you won't. No offense. I remember my sorority, one of our philanthropies was skeet shooting. It was a clay skeet shooting thing. They got rid of it after my freshman year because no one can do it. All these frats would come out. Again, we're in the middle of nowhere just trying to raise money. I think the team that won was shooting team for the school.
I know. I have a feeling I could do it because it's like when you throw like a frisbee in the air and you shoot at it, right?
Well, it's not a frisbee, but kind of. Someone,
whatever it is,
pulls the trigger, and then I don't think.
I think I'd be good at it,
bro. I don't think so. I think you're better off going to look for, say, a batting cage and trying to swing and hit a bat.
No, I know I'll be bad at that.
But you think you could hit a skeet?
I mean, yeah, I was good on the gun.
At shooting a not moving target?
Well, remember when we went to that one place with Burnett and they had the real guns and we were going to that Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, I do remember that. And like the little things
were moving on the screen and I won. I beat y'all. I only missed one. I mean, Green doesn't lie.
Dude, after seeing those guys do it, I don't think we can do it. I don't even know if we could handle the kickback of the gun.
I'm going to find a place in Charlotte now to see if they do that. And I need to try it. Like, because when you're like, I genuinely think this is something I will be good at. And now I just need to find out.
You need to go and Austin needs to go with so he can record all the footage. Because we're gonna need to post this of you not hitting any of it. I mean, maybe stick to go back to your fencing classes or something.
I was pretty good at that.
Yeah, maybe stick to that because I don't think skeet shooting is for you. And you literally just said you know you're not good at anything, and then your Delulu ass also thinks you'd be decent at skeet shooting.
Well, I guess. Okay, well, I think like normal things I'm not good at, like split wise.
Talking, breathing, driving a car.
I'm barely good at breathing because I can't really breathe out of my nose properly. So when I went to the gym, I almost passed out because I can't properly breathe, and I'm trying to not be a mouth breather. So it's like
I feel like I've been
I
mouth breathing more lately.
I have to when I work out now, otherwise I go unconscious, and I can't be like, hey, if I pass out, don't call 911 because they're gonna panic. And I'm like, dude, I pass out all the time. Like, it's fine. Just please don't call 911 because then I have to pay for that. And it's like I'll be awake in like 2
Just
minutes.
a girl.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Sine Die. Okay, we know we will resume. Well, we'll resume next week in April. We will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Hi, y'all.